Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to another week of the Esports Cup. Today, I'm joined by none other than...
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is Maddantekiller. It's lovely seeing you, Lendo. Lovely to see you again, boss. As usual, we've been going for quite a little bit now. So, yeah, welcome back to the Welsh Esports League. We're jumping into another week of Valorant and Lendoth. How are we looking right now, boss?
Well, today we got some quite exciting games. We got the... Today we're going to be looking at quite a close one. We've been looking at a lot of teams, and we've had our predictions, but this week we're going to be looking at the Puffins versus the Pit Ponies. Another LJBH classic, I hope so. And obviously the Puffins are an extraordinary team. We've seen them every now and then. We know that they're capable of some good things, but no, we'll just go see how it goes.
Vibes. Just vibes for the moment is just vibes. So we've got the map picks and everything like that. We'll discuss that in a moment. But first of all, just to have a little look at the bracket, we'll get that up just so you can see kind of how the teams and such have been going. So this will be how we go. So Pirates and Wolfhounds are going off. That'll be kind of off stream or on another stream at the very least. Puffins and Ponies then, and the winner, of course, as I said, to be decided, will go against each other next week, which will be the finals. We have now moved on to best of threes, and Lendoth had mentioned the maps had been picked, so give us a rundown of how they're looking.
Yeah, the maps are going to be quite good. I'm pretty, to be honest, I already know that the Haven's gone, so I'm very, very happy about that. I just wanted to put an opinion, but
I love Haven, man. I don't know, maybe I'm weird, but I still love Haven after all this time. I really do.
Yeah, I mean, Haven is just that free bomb site classic. Very good for teams to actually go down and play. But other than that, what can you do?
It's a bit of a shaky map. That much can be said for them. Yep. And then we'll be jumping in. So our first map, it's the tried and true Descent. It's every map, every team's bread and butter. Every team's very confident on it. Every team just seems, to run at each other with the same comp and see who can do it better.
Yeah, Ascent, as it's the same comp, we were having a long, nice discussion about these comps and all these agents being the same, how all the meta comp has not changed since the start, and, coming into the IGL these days, and you have to pick the same comp, you don't really have much of a choice. The only thing that has changed recent days is just the Killjoy or Cypher. Which one do you want to play? Do you want a good retake, or do you want to have a good lurk on attack? So, depending which side you start, you're pretty much just picking your eggs, really.
No, exactly. And just in terms of it, so with that Ascent, Puffins will be on the defense, and that, of course, means the Ponies will be starting off in the attack, so we'll be jumping over then. The next, then, we do jump onto, and it's very nice that it's getting so much love already, just back in the map pool, but Pearl is rejoining us, and Pearl has been, to be honest, actually far higher pick than I was initially expecting.
No, really, Pearl it's a very hard map, Pearl. I have to do a lot of theory around that map, because to win that map, all you really have to do is just take either the mid control and take either Art or Link, because those cut off so much rotations, and it has to, it's like a 10-15 second rotation through spawn to get to the other side, and that's just a lot of time when you're defense and you have to start a retake. That bomb goes down and you're still on B, have to get 15 seconds, you now have 30 seconds, and 24 or 6 even if you count the bomb going off, so not a lot of time indeed.
No, it's really not as well, and that's why, in terms of the comps that we have been seeing, Neon started, obviously, been dominant for basically since that changes came through. The bigger maps as well, she does get those rotates a little bit faster, so shaves down that 15 seconds maybe down to 10, which we have been seeing be very relevant in cases. And as well, Astra, just because of the size of Pearl, she's come back in a big way specifically for that map, which has been really interesting to see. For anyone that doesn't know, she does have her 5 stars again. She used to have 5, and back in the day that was ridiculous. So we had to get that knocked down. But now with the other controllers and such, kind of like Omen getting changed, Brim's had a few changes, and of course Clove being added in. It felt nice, it felt natural to give her back her 5th star, so it's been lovely seeing Astra pop in.
Speaking of nerfs and agent changes, guess what has been announced this week?
Oh, let's hear it. Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Neon finally getting a buff that she needed. She needs more slides, more stuns, more abilities. That character's too not in the meta right now.
You know what? Genuinely, it would be absolutely wild. I would see them accidentally doing it. She now spawns with an Odin and about about 3 extra magazines that no one else gets, because that's exactly what Neon needs. But there has been a lot of changes coming through. Obviously, as they come through, we'll be seeing that. Sunset's been changed as well. Of course, we're not going to be seeing it here because the last map then we will be jumping into is Split. So going from what is, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, I guess, Abyss is bigger, but we haven't seen too much of Abyss just yet. So the biggest map in Pearl that we see quite frequently, at least so far selected, going to the smallest map in Split. Assuming no 2-0s, of course.
Assuming, no, fingers crossed we have a long and nice long game for us to cast over tonight, and hopefully you guys enjoy. However, to be honest, I'm more than excited to bring it into the game. And coming over to the agent select now, obviously we're starting on my favorite map is Sen, and
Oh,
I have a
yeah.
feeling we're going to see Jet, Omen, KO, Sova, and Killjoy. I don't know,
Oh,
wait, hang
yeah,
on.
Omen kill. Oh, my days, gone for a min, might be doing something. But yeah, no, I mean, as we said before, and to be honest, actually a little bit of kind of a fun fact. So Killjoy, at least to my recollection, was the first agent ever added to the game, like kind of post beta. And then KO, I believe, was either 3 or 4. I believe it was Yoru, then either him or Sky. And basically that comp has never really changed since then. And we do see, the side of LJP for the side of for the side of Egnar and such. Yep, that's the tried and true comp. Gone for him in. Maybe trying something a little bit cheeky. I doubt he'll be sticking with that Reyna pick, but I guess there's worse picks on Ascent.
To be honest, the Reyna is actually really valuable these days, especially as
Mm.
to be honest, I sound really stupid here, but you can kind of use it as a little bit of an initiator, especially if you're confident.
Mm-hmm.
I'm expecting some big things from this Gone for a Min, especially if they're running the Reyna. However, if the pit ponies are ready as they seem to be, and with my experience of playing against them, they always have something planned. It's a very, very good game every single time we play. But the Reyna pick, I don't know, I
It,
don't know.
well, they do, and they're going for it, which is I do like that in terms of what you've said. It very much will come down to if the puffins are, going to be coordinated enough to, play off of the Lear, because it can just get shot down and then all of a sudden you're missing a very valuable entry. But if Rascal is able to back that up enough, or even just Jex Timo's, able to use that distraction to get some work done with the Sova, then yeah, absolutely, some wacky stuff could happen. Meanwhile, though, the ponies, the tried and the test, and the tried and true, no change going to be coming through on that side.
Got the at the start of Jake's comma, but honest mistake. I'll let that one slide. The
Oh,
Jake
sorry, that's
comma,
right. Sorry, that's right. The Jake's
the
Tomo.
Jake
Sorry, you're
comma,
so sorry. Sorry, it's not a Jake's Tomo. You're so right. You're so right. Sorry about that.
the
The
yeah.
Jake's Tomo. Sorry.
Luckily, he's humble enough to accept that.
Right here.
But start us off now. We've got obviously the nice cipher set up on A with the Rainer starting tree. I'm pretty excited. To be honest, it looks like LGBH is going to sort of take on B. We have both initiators outside, over in KO. They might want to push. They have the blind ready from A0. I think they're going to push this B and maybe get the info from to A. Comes in, info's coming around. The Jake Stomo is looking like it's about to be main, but the blind comes through, and the push now coming down, forcing the pit ponies to have to start walking up A as the overgrown peanut looks to make the size even bigger.
Here we go. Chuje actually set up on the A site. Normally you would see the Cypher on the B, but maybe changing that around to throw off the push, which is going to actually work flawlessly. Chuji following up the tripwire beautifully. Gone for a min as well. Very confident on that swing out. The plant is going to come down, but LJP now being figured out. Swings out. The right click's not going to be enough as Rascal and the Jex Tomo pick it up. Egnar's going to just have to try and solo this. The shock dart coming through. Not going to be enough to get it. Zero's just going to stick through that spike. The shots are so nearly there, but it's only going to be one as Rascal finally picks up Egna. It was a little bit shaky at the start.
I really like the plan though, to push that B main, maybe put the 2 initiators outside of B, get the info. Both of your info initiators and your flash initiator might be a bit bad for the overgrown peanut in the long run. Even though you have that omen blind for sight, it would be nice to have that extra KO flash. So if you do have to take that space into A heaven, you can just post up and instantly play up there. But unlucky round. It is a defender-sided map, so the pit ponies is looking to just get a few rounds on that attack side. Maybe even 4 or 5 would be good enough, especially since how just small this map is.
No, exactly. And what you do have to remember as well is the Puffins, this defense as well, they do have gone for a min. Oh, beautiful shot from Peanut. They do have gone for a min, so there is a bit more of an attacking kind of lean for the Puffins, just in terms of the Reyna helping with that aggression. Overgrown is being absolutely toxic with that. But you will have that support with the aggression. So the Puffins even as well, even if it is defense-sided map, they are probably happy enough as long as they can get some rounds on the board as well, maybe a bit more confident on that attack with the Reyna backing them up. But for the meantime, it's going to be a full take. Puffins already down 2 on what should be their bonus, and the Ares is going to be enough from the EJX to follow up too, as that push is going to just get shut down.
Yeah, VJ Somo is playing very nicely with the Cypher utility there, having the Ares to play with the guy. Honestly, nothing better than that. Bomb coming down now from the pit ponies, and it looks like getting the bomb down on the eco is huge. Puffins now have to plan this retake accordingly. VJ Somo sending out the drone to get the info, to find what they can. Know that there's no one sat in lane. Dart comes down from the pit ponies now. Chewy sat in his cage, looking at the site, trying to find anyone else, but the drone had no value, so they have no idea where anyone's playing. 2 of them going down. This is a nightmare for the Puffins. But if there's one man that I know could have clutched this up, it's VJ Somo himself, and the Bucky's going to take him down. And that's it.
Unfortunate. I mean, that's the thing. The Bucky very much giveth and the Bucky taketh away. There is another universe where Overgrown Peanut has to shoot that shotgun 4 more times and gets like 12 damage. Like, that's very much the Bucky there. But yeah, you'd mentioned it now. The ponies first point on the board. That's absolutely pivotal, because now, you know, the Econ, check that out. Basically, all support for them. They're able to even get more of a buy for the next round should they get it. Meanwhile, the Puffins really struggling, having to get this 3-man commit onto the A site and sacrificing as well. Chewy not going to be set up on the A site this time with a Cypher, so it's all going to come down to potentially a swing. Rascal gets a little bit of information. Mudang's not able to get the frag, and the knife point is going to come through for it. Fragment to back it off, and now we are starting to see those ultimates come through. That null command only 2 points away as the push looks to just be chilling, but it's going to come down to this mid push from LJP.
LJPH, A0, where you looking? But he doesn't expect Gone for a min to have the shorty in the corner, grabs the Phantom out of it, and it's going both ways. At one part of the round, it looks like it's in the Puffins' favor. At one part of the round, it's like in the Pit Ponies' favor. And now the trades are coming in. However, the Pit Ponies still have an extra man, but giving the Reyna a Phantom where she can self-heal is scary. KYCA now coming down as the B side, getting the bomb down, and the team is nowhere to be found. But do they know that? All they have to do now is get an early flood or retake, and it's easy for them. But oh wow, taking that Overgrown Peanut down, coming into main. Flash is coming through, but they have no idea. They're completely separate. They have no idea how many people are sat in main, but they do know that there's at least one person on site. Mudan getting taken down. Still no info on the Sova, but he's going to make himself clear. And now they know there's only one person in that boathouse. They have to clear him out. And it's going to be KYC with a Bucky in his name. And Gone for a min. Yes, a 3K. Wow.
Taking him down. It was close for a moment, it really was, but the Puffins just able to get that retake through. The ponies really struggling on that A main defense, and now the Thrifty just coming back as well. It does not seem like anyone's able to take the rounds they're meant. Statistically speaking, they should have the advantage to take. It does seem just very much like the ponies and the Puffins are just outplaying each other on these kind of lower econ rounds, I should say. But now basically full buys ready for everyone. LJP and KYC probably the only ones that are going to have to go a little bit short. Yeah, the Bulldogs come through, but other than that, the full buys basically entirely through. If the Puffins can get this, their econ advantage will be huge. The ponies do need to try and equalize this as quick as possible to give themselves a fighting chance going into round 5.
This round now, to be honest, it's been a nice 2 rounds, especially he's going backwards and forwards. Like to see it. 2 people that want that spot in the grand finals. Shame that even though this is a semi-final, wonder what we're going to have. Rascal taking down Overgrown Peanut as they try and go for that A split. A lot of people now, they still have a retake set up for B, DJ Somo, but it's not even going to be close. They're not even going to think about rotating.
Why would you need to? KY though, trying to at least do something with this. Guardian is just going to get swung through though by VJX, Tomo, and the Jet from Rascal up on that tree site. So now the Puffins able to walk away with it, protect themselves. Even stronger of an econ advantage. The ponies are looking at maybe another kind of half buy. Peanut's going to be able to buy up for the Vandal and then the Blade Storm as well. The ultimate's starting to come online, Mudang with the null command, but likely not going to get burnt this round. We can potentially see the full commit from it to try and get the Cypher shut down for Chewy, but if Chewy look at that positioning. Null Command's not really going to reach him, and that Econ's going to stay up. And here we go. We do see it pop through. The speedy push going to come through from the ponies. The Ares already online from the Tomo. Not going to find anyone just yet in terms of the frag. Will get a decent bit of damage, but the site control is basically all there and ready to go. The Cypher util has been worked around, and this plant's going to come down.
LGPH is getting the bomb down, and it's looking like a 5v5 retake from the Puffins, but oh no, someone's going to call it a trip right. Overgrown Peanut just taking down Rascal. Being the silly Rascals he is, Mudan with the flash ready to take him down. Fights are going to come across the board, but KYCA only has 1 HP. Beautiful shot and gone for a min. You'd think he has 100 HP with the confidence he just took. And he's going to get another one through the smoke. Chewy taking him down, but the Tomo, like I said before, the man you want for the job. He's going to get tied by the recon bolt. They all know where he is. They're all going to swing him one by one. Takes down Mudang. Knows there's one in the smoke. Has no idea about KYCA. I'm sure they know that they're low.
Just 0 HP in a dream. The swing comes through, and the positioning both from KYCA and Egnar was just perfect there. The stairs were covered by Egnar, and then the main swing as well. But that was, as you mentioned, Lendoth, that was close to being the round for the Tomo to come back there. But just unfortunately for him, not going to be enough as the Pit Ponies now make it 2-3. And this has been so back and forth. The Odins are all out to play now, it seems. Very reliant on the Sova scan and the wall bangs that will be following up from that. It seems like both teams very much committed to that playstyle, which completely expected on Ascent.
Yeah, to be honest, it's very back on the boards right now, but they're losing rounds they probably shouldn't be losing here. You need to try and get as many rounds as you can on this defense half, and if you're letting the Pit Ponies just take you down, it looks like well, speaking of Pit Ponies is going to lose a body there. KYCA sat right down by Jet.
Rascal just pushing through and using the Odin spray as well. It's very... what we are seeing from the ponies is quite an aggressive defense, and it's always quite pleasant to see because that aggressive style, again, particularly when you're on that defense, does mean there is quite a lot of cohesion. The IGL's doing a lot of work to try and gather the information, and it means the ponies are maybe playing a little bit predictably. If on round 6 you're already confident enough to swing through an ace-0 with a beautiful one-way there just to try and kill some time on the ponies. LJP going to use the paranoia of not, of course, not going to find anyone. The smoke on the B-main's going to come down, and now gone for him in, trying to get out of market there to stop this push, but not going to as the fragment shuts it down. The Hunter's Fury as well, not going to find anything just yet, never mind. The Tomo cleans up Egnar, the Sova diff, the Hunter's Fury absolutely comes out. Chewy just spamming Overgrown Peanut through the smoke, but the spike is at least going to go down for this 5 versus 3 retake.
The retake's coming in. Mudang getting Chewy now through the CT, but LGPH is sat on site on his own. Mudang knows that he has to try and help, but what can they do? This is going to be a last stand, but gone for a min is just going to take LGPH for a walk, and the defuse is going to come. That's going to be 4-2 to the Puffins.
That's very cool. Well, it is 4-2 as soon as someone gets on that spike. Hello? Gentlemen?
Oh no.
Rascal? Oh no. What's happened?
Oh, I wish. That would have been so funny.
Oh my days! Okay. Oh, the heart stopped.
2 seconds.
we even watched Gone for a Min on the mini-map also start running down to the spike as he'd realised what had happened there. Don't know if there was a bit of toxicity. Don't know if Rascal maybe just unplugged his mouse. Well, I'm sure there will be a tweet to clarify that in the coming moments. But yeah, doesn't matter. Puffins are able to get that defuse finally, and as you said, Lendoth, 4-2 for them. The ult's been... A lot of ults actually committed for that there. We basically see the Puffins not really got much left kind of in the tank. Meanwhile, Egnar is going to be getting that Hunter's Fury online, but the Econ very much on the side of the Puffins. But to be fair, that hasn't seemed to be relevant in the outcome of these last, like, 3 rounds. Yeah,
the last 3 rounds have just been very, very unfortunate to watch. And I'm not even saying unfortunate as in, like, you know, it's been bad from the half. It's like, it's going both ways, but it's just little things that other teams are catching other people out on. For example, these nice trips set by Chewy, taking 2 of the Pit Ponies down before they can enter. And he brings out the shorties. He's looking to play after, you know, getting robbed last year at the semi-finals by this team. Chewy is just going to want his revenge.
And yeah, I mean, there's no real other way to put it. He absolutely does. He's running that 6 and 5. The Odin's coming through as well, and those wall bangs have been incredible. It's very difficult. I mean, again, we are seeing the power of Cypher. We are seeing why, you know, people are favoring to use him ever since that tripwire buff, and believe me, there was an extensive amount of the buffs to line up as well to get that one way on the cage. I mean, we're just watching Chewy essentially make B site his home. Meanwhile, though, the ponies are going to try. It looks to be a fake onto the A. Doesn't matter whenever the puppets. Again, this aggressive defense. You're on defense, guys.
I mean, defense, me-fence, when you have a Reyna Jet pushing down that A main, taking Madang out. Poor guy didn't even get a shot off. I mean, he got a shot off, it hit, but he didn't even realize he probably just jumped and clicked his mouse. Very nicely done and good coordinated push from the side of the Puffins. They are looking really good now. The Jake's Tomo spamming out JPH down. Welsh on Welsh combat here. But Chewy is also going to swing out of market with the Odin. 2 Odins now. What can Egner do? We've seen Egner do a lot of cool things, but... Oh, wait. I nearly spoke too soon. The Jake Tomo taking it down.
Yeah, no, after that first shot, I was like, wait a minute, I started believing in the Egnar. But yeah, you'd mentioned it, you know, yes, and that's very much for the ponies. You do want to be seeing what you can possibly get done here. Egnar's only just getting the Hunter's Fury online now. The ultimates have been committed from Overgrown Peanuts, so Bladestorm's not going to be there for the econ cheat, and the ponies very much are reliant on that. So if you're the Puffins here, you're looking at very likely a 7th round to get on the board before the ponies are able to find any sort of footing. And the way the Puffins have been playing, it's impossible to push in for the ponies. They're just not being able to gather the space. They're not able to, you know, take the fights in the way they want. It's very much been the Puffins game. They've controlled the space, they've controlled the pace, and it's been quite clinical to watch, to be honest.
To be honest, I was really expecting like to be very, very head and head. However, like the Puffins are just doing a really good job and on reading the plays and taking advantage of every situation. They're being really proactive with how they're playing. You know, they're taking the fight to them, saying, no, we're not going to give you the respect to just walk up on us and let you play your strats. We're just going to walk straight out on you. And that's how it's been. Seeing Gone for a Min just walking down these mains. Seeing Sin Rascal just jumping up with the knives, dashing down mid. LGPH is probably like, oh no, how am I meant to call against this? But obviously, you're taking that time out. You're having a nice, good 30 seconds to have a prep. Try and figure this out. But yeah.
It's been rough. It's been very rough for them, and they're going to have to try and adapt to it. That timeout's hopefully going to be enough for them. Does seem to be a little bit more reinvigoration there, a bit of a push, but the damage from the Jake's Tomo already just does work. Peanut's been shut down. KYCA though with a beautiful push up. Actually, that lurk through is going to do some damage, but Hunter's Fury and the knives coming through doesn't actually tag anyone from Egner. Waiting to try and get that scan. Still not going to find anything. Gone for a Min will at the very least be tagged down to 80. But with the Empress online, you know, as long as Gone 4 can at the very least get an assist, the health will be immediately right back up as the control from the side of the Puffins coming through. Mudang's going to get cleared out. That Stinger has been doing work by KYCA. Gone for a Min trying to get all the info they can. But it doesn't matter. KYCA has been just stinging this. 4K for him, not going to be able to survive for the Is, but it's all up to the Jax Tomo. Again, Lendoth, you have given him so much. The Jax Tomo is going to come through, unfortunately. Unfortunately, not going to be enough, as finally the Pet Ponies get themselves around on the board again.
What an amazing round from KYCA. Stinger and a dream, quite literally putting a sting onto that push by the Puffins. What was that? That was... Wow.
Filthy.
Oh, that was filthy. I was talking about like these hero plays that the Pit Ponies are definitely gonna need now. These hero, like any single hero play makes it count, to be honest. And I'm quite looking forward to see how the rest of this is gonna play out. That's definitely gonna put some confidence on the side of KYCA.
Absolutely, it's going to. Now we see actually Rascal having to pull out the op just to make sure they dash in from Overgrown Peanut. The Jax Tomo is not prepared for that. How can you be? It's taken all of about 3 seconds for Overgrown Peanut to be on your site.
Oh, no.
The judge from Chewy, he doesn't actually pull the trigger. The timing's incredible for him. It doesn't matter. LJPH is going to save the life of Egner. Egner, I don't think, realizing how close he was to death. And now the plant's going to come through, and whatever that timeout did, it's absolutely worked for the ponies.
To be honest, now they know that they have KYCA in the mains every round. They know that they're starting to show their hands a little bit. LJPH isn't even going to be prepared for the lane push. They're just so aggressive. A0 keeping on site, taking 3 people down with them, and Mudang is the last in main. But what can they do? They have nothing to slow this down. No util, just a rifle and a robot. Unfortunately, it's not going to even be enough. Gone for a Min's just going to completely get the spike down, but their money's low. Maybe they can keep the Phantom with them. Yeah, there you go. Nicely done. KYCA just getting caught out mid there. Not mid, main there. And Mudeng is just going to keep the Phantom. And they're still going to be able to buy this round. However, one away from the KO wall. My guess would be you try and figure out where that Cypher's playing. Then you're going to want to get a KO wall. But Mr. Chewy over here is going to have to be very aware of this plan. He's going to have to start playing off-site to make sure that the KO wall doesn't affect him and maybe swap with someone like the Jake Tomo. But it doesn't even look like that's going to happen. They're going to do a 4-man push outside of A. Util coming down. Whilst the pit ponies are going one way, the puffins are going the other. Util being used on the A side, taking a lot of things down. The KO wall comes down. Chewy's been caught by the trip.
Not going to be enough. Yeah, as you said, the null command coming through, so no trips online for it. Does mean the ponies can basically just walk onto site off the back of Mudeng's ultimate. Very impressive stuff there. 5 versus 5 retake, but the Puffins have quite a lot to work with. They've got from the shadows, even just for a bit of info. They've got the neural theft off of the initial frag, and then they've got the Hunter's Fury to control a lot of space. Overgrown Peanut with the read! That is absolutely filthy! Having all of the knowledge, though, gets that double kill. Clears out market as well. LJPH finds gone for him in through that smoke as well, and now because of it, the Puffins, yeah, they're going to just have to back up. They have to respect that they don't have the HP. They don't have the advantage for it. Mudeng on this flank. The right click's going to come through. The swing, it flashes both. The shots aren't going to be good for both, though, as the Jex Tomo takes at least down one as a concessionary. It will be all he gets before Egner shuts him down. And now we're getting a bit closer, ladies and gents.
7-4, you know, if you're the Puffins, I would try my best not to be worried at the fact that I managed to get 4 rounds. If they lose this round, it's going to be really easy for the pit ponies to come back. However, they do have the Reyna and the Jet on their side, so it's going to be quite nice for them to just be able to slow anything down or even put it on the opposite side. It's going to be very easy for them to get on site. They have that dash, they have that blind, they have to shoot out, and by shooting that out, unless they have a Phantom, it's going to reveal where that player is playing, and it's going to be really easy for someone like Jake Tomo to just shock it.
No, exactly, and that's the point whenever you start playing off, and those tracers are going to start making a hell of a difference.
Oh my god.
Peanut just dashing it, so aggressive, cannot believe they walk away with their life there. That's absolutely greedy, but Sin Rascal, beautiful double kill for it. Mudeng shuts him down before he can get too much more. The Hunter's Fury coming through, it being bobbed and weaved through. Overgrown Peanut trying to push through along with LJPH, but that Odin from A0 gonna be enough as the TP. Mudeng protects the teleport as well from LJPH. Now 2 versus 2, the neural theft, such a big deal, and we'd mentioned those Lear coming through to get all the info. You have to try and get those shots through, but it doesn't matter whenever you've got the wall hacks and you've got Chewy with the Odin shutting you down. 8-4 for the Puffins on this defense side.
Very big round there from the Puffins. They really did need that. That was a very important round to win. Especially, like I said, all the pit ponies have to do is win this pistol. If they win this pistol there, that would have been an easy 7-7 tie. However, now that if they win the pistol, it's going to be a 7-8. Well, not even 7-8. I can't do math. 8-6. And if they get that 8-6, that's still, you know, it gives the Puffins a little bit of wiggle room. If they convert the bonus 8-7, quite scary if you ask me. But, you know.
Yeah, no, it's really scary for them. And as you said, the ponies, hopefully KYCA has done enough to keep the momentum kind of going, but the Puffins, to be honest, a bit of a different beast. I mean, we've seen them, by all means, you know, show up quite a lot in the WEL, but there is a bit of confidence here, particularly off of Gone for a Min and Sin Rascal. Their play together, it's a bit deadly, to be honest. I must say it. It's been a hell of a watch. I think the ponies are even a little bit surprised, but now we see them in their element. This aggression, the paranoia from Peanut, but no, never mind. You have to be landing those shots. It doesn't matter when Egnar just falls, and now what should have been your beautiful opener has now collapsed instead as A0 and Jex Tomo find Overgrown Peanut in the mid, and now they have all of this control to work with.
This control, you know, really nicely done there. However, to take that down, it's just unfortunate. But LJPH, you know, 3v5, you're going to have to make some sort of hero plays, but he's just going to get caught by the firing range of Gone for a Min and Rascal, being the Rascals that they are. Now they're going to look towards B main. Mudeng now also going to go for some sort of hero play. What can you do? You have a lot of bodies running towards you, but KYCA is going to be the last one here, and the Sim Rascal knows exactly where it is, just like that. Clicks, swings, shot.
Filthy. That was absolutely beautiful. And yeah, I mean, unfortunate for, and I think that, if anything, the ponies almost kind of did anything you can do, we can do as well, and the Puffins shut it down. That was, it almost looked like an attempt at the Puffins, at that defensive aggression that we've seen from the Puffins, but unfortunately for the Ponies, it just didn't quite work out. Peanut's shots just not quite there on Gone For Him In, and being just completely shut down for it now. The Econ very much benefiting the Puffins. Again, the Econ not necessarily been a guarantee of victory, so we will have to wait and see if the Ponies can pull out something absolutely magical. There is this stack towards the A site. Moodang's going to try and slow it down with the fragment. The smoke as well comes through, so the Puffins going to have to slow their play down just a little bit as Moodang now hiding in that smoke.
Moodang hiding in the smoke, hopefully to catch one. Looks like they're having some sort of fight. Rascal finds Moodang. Unfortunately, not going to have any value from that pick. Overgrown Peanut was trying to, overgrow his size a little bit in mid, but gets caught out as well. Pit Ponies now, again, in another 3v5. They are giving a lot of fights. All game now, Overgrown Peanut has seemed to just be overextending, going for more kills, and it's quite costing them a little bit. Maybe they need to understand, okay, maybe I can't just get these guys down, but LGPH, Puffins are just collapsing down on the Pit Ponies, really putting them in that pit. And Egner now has a Sheriff. What can you do? What can you do? Just unfortunate round. It is their eco. They can afford to make, those slight aggressive adjustments, but not a lot.
I mean, yeah, that's the thing. I'm ironically enough, a Ford on an eco quite like this. The Puffins very happy to walk away with it. The Ponies are even struggling. Overgrown Peanut not going to be able to get a full buy, actually. Will have to opt towards the light shields. Thankfully, no outlaws for the side of the Puffins, so not exactly going to be too relevant at this stage, but something to consider that if the Ponies don't take this round, they are likely playing towards overtime, and you do not want to be doing that so early against the Puffins in what's been an incredible game for them so far. But never mind, when we needed Overgrown Peanut to finally show up, that's what we needed to see. The warm-up has certainly came through all of a sudden. You just got to do that 5 more times, and then everything's evened up.
Very nicely done. I was speaking about Overgrown Peanut being a little bit overgrown and taking that space, but I guess Caster's Curse and just curses him and I guess a blessing for him, really.
Caster's Blessing, yeah, funnily
Caster's
enough,
Blessing, yeah. Takes him down against 4 people. Well, it depends who you're supporting, really. A0 is not going to get anyone there.
And the Stinger being support, yeah, unfortunately for him, KYCA getting that pickup. And now, I mean, we had mentioned it, the econ there, but that was, of course, the kind of bonus for the side of the Puffins. So now, the full buy basically coming through. Chewy actually opting for the Judge, and we have seen him play around the econ quite, quite smoothly. It has to be said, getting the Cypher cages on to A site to play that very aggressive Cypher is something that does have quite a bit of merit to it. Ascent is quite difficult to. If you play around the generator and you play around the wall bangs, all of a sudden it is quite difficult to fight a Judge on that site, so we'll have to wait and see, but it is going to be a split through on this mid, and Gone For Him In's been as pivotal as he has been. You can just really afford to let him try and get that initial frag and work off of it, and that's exactly what the Puffins seem to be doing, but a bit of a slower start than we're used to seeing.
Yeah, it's nice chilled start. It's really good to see that they don't go straight for that just aggressive play. However, it looks like they are going to start to get aggressive as they try and push down towards this Moodang and tree. They have a 2-man setup with Moodang and Overgrown Peanut chilling in the tree, but looks like they're going to go back towards mid. As we're going to have a showdown. LGPH is going to find Gone For Him in the smoke. Shots converging from both sides, but not a lot. No cigar. 2 more. Now looking to change this back into an A split. Knife, they get the info. They molly to delay. The smokes are coming into tree. Moodang has to respect this and get in the smoke. One nicely timed KO flash is all they need. Overgrown Peanut, though, overstaying his welcome a little bit by just taking every single one of them down. Oh my god, that was a nice round.
That's clean, and all of a sudden, Overgrown 3-0 with the 3k. And yeah, don't know if he suddenly came alive. Don't know if the pep talks have been coming through, but all of a sudden, that's the Peanut that we're more used to seeing. It had been a bit of a struggle for him to get those initial frags, but now we're starting to see them come online, and all of a sudden, Puffins Econ starting to struggle a little bit there. Mostly Sheriff's online. Rascal's the only one able to get a full buy up. And they can't even rely on the Blazestorm to cheat the Econ just yet. Meanwhile, Peanut's got the Blazestorm online and a full buy. Gonna be trying towards this aggressive wine hold there with the backup of Moodang. Of course, not gonna, as we can see, no one gonna be there, and it's gonna rely solely on LJPH trying to get this visual contact onto the mid. But it's gonna be the Sova Dart that relies, or that at the very least informs the ponies of where the attack's planning to come from, and now KYCA is going to have to meet in this market as it's going to be a full commit through this mid. The Leers come through, the Paranoias come through, all the space is controlled, but KYCA actually shuts down Chewy in the mid, shuts down DJX Tomo as well, and Egner following him up, and suddenly you're trapped in market if you're the Puffins, and the ponies are going to converge onto the last two standing.
And I've come down, taken. They know where both of them are. Mudang is going to take down Rascal, but gone from him with the Sheriff. But Overgrown Peanut is just going to take another beautiful shot. Really good now. Pit ponies are starting to rallying up and get them together. Maybe the morale is starting to come back a little bit more, and they're starting to call. And A0 is going to call the timeout. And they are going to have to slow down and rethink their strategy. Gone from in with a really, really impressive 19-8 so far, and only dying one extra round that the Pit ponies have actually gotten.
No, exactly. We have been seeing quite a bit of value. I mean, we've mentioned, and by all means, the scoreboard absolutely does just show it that. But we have been seeing, I think, to be honest, actually, Gone for a Min was almost the anchor point of the Puffins on the defense, just that aggressive play. But now, to be honest, we are seeing Overgrown Peanut act as that similar anchor. Initially, a bit of a struggle trying to get that space, but now on the defense, absolutely, flying away with it, 15 and 13. Quite a bit to work against if you're going to be matching the KD of Gone for a Min at this stage, but still absolutely starting to turn up when needed. And one more round is all the ponies really need to, in theory, bring this to a 10-9 and bring this all the way essentially tied back up. The ult's starting to come online with the Bladestorm and Neural Theft. Meanwhile, the Puffins really only have Empress to work with. There's quite a bit coming online. Tomo, Bladestorm, and the from the Shadows, all 1 or 2 points off. But to be honest, actually, similar Mudang about to get the null command and essentially shut down any push that the Puffins might try and have. And the ponies have been very good at shutting down that aggression from the Puffins.
Yeah, again, this operator now from the Pit Ponies side is going to be huge because you're going to have a lot of one free shot taken down. They don't have anyone like an ISO or anything to slow him down, and the buy wasn't looking very good. Gone for him in here as a light shield, but the trap play is being set up on A with the op fast rotating wherever they get an info. KO Knife comes in, spots Gone for him in. I'm not sure if it got Rascal too, but they're definitely aware that there's some sort of presence on A. Chewy sat outside of B with his trip, trying to find out if they're going to push something. But it looks like Pit Ponies are going to respect this a little bit. They're not going to overstay their welcome, just like some sort of people would do. But they're not exactly going to push out for info. They're just going to respect it. LGPH has been tagged, though. A0 TPing across to try and figure out if he can get something. The blind comes through. The op shot comes down. They're aware of an op, but oh no, it's an over-rotate. KYCA is going to market trying to sit in, but all they have to do is check the cam and get the info, but it doesn't even look like they're going to do that. It's been called. The rotates come through. Oh no, KYCA finding it out. Egner left his post a little bit too early. He hadn't even taken a main.
That's unfortunate for them, though. The Neural Theft being played. Chewy, though, beautiful aggression from it. Takes that market control. The Neural Theft still going to actually tag. No longer gets cancelled by Akilla. A Hail Mary shot from Chewy, but will absolutely eat Egnar through that smoke, as now it's just Overgrown Peanut and LJPH. They do have this market control, but they have to try and push out. Chewy's going to be sitting there. The Paranoia does come through. The Bladestorm from Overgrown Peanut is going to be enough to take that Logs control, and now the Op's going to get dropped in favour of a Vandal. The JX Tomo does make some contact, drops off LJPH. Meanwhile, on the other side of that staircase is going to win the Omen Diff. JX Tomo going to swing, is prepared, and Rascal backing him up from what could have been a terrifying refrag, as now 11-7. The op not going to be saved by Sin Rascal.
That's really interesting that the op isn't going to get saved, to be honest. Oh wait, hang on, no, they're on attack. Of course it's not going to get saved. A little bit of a brain
you can
fart.
still get cheeky. You can still get cheeky. You've got Bladestorm and everything. You don't believe? I believe in the attacking op.
Yeah, I mean, I've experimented with it. It can go well, but it depends who's using it. If you had someone like DJ Tomo to use it, then, fair enough. It's DJ Tomo. Like, I can do anything. But it looks like now they're going to get some sort of aggression towards. They have the op posted right back onto mid. He takes the shot. I'm not sure what he shot at, or whether he saw something that was a jump peak, but the shot comes through, revealing the fact that there's an op in mid, and they're going to start shooting out the util and B, trying to make sure that they have no idea what's going on.
Chewy sneakily managing to avoid the sonar scan there, just barely behind the box. The positioning is very solid there. Of course, the info now been given, and again a slowdown now. The Puffins are happy just to take this mid control. They have been characteristically quite effective at this mid control. The push through tree has been very very solid from them, but it is usually off of the back of Rascal kind of pushing through that A main, whereas now we see them all the way over in tiles. There's not going to be anything through A main. Granted, there is an op staring it down, so if you're the Puffins, I think you're happy enough about that. DJX Tomo going to take a little bit of damage now, and it's going to be a full commit on the market. We've seen this a fair few times. Egner immediately jumps off the logs to try and keep this space, being backed up by KYCA on that CT side. They're able to tag out because of it, and that one-way smoke going to very much keep the Puffins stuck in market. Doesn't matter. You thought it was a fish in a barrel. It's piranhas, and one for a min's going to bite straight back. Ace0 trying to get back out. Going to be an A rotate, actually basically take it for free as the post-plant situation comes down.
Are they even going to be aware that Silly Rascal's been a little bit of a rascal, and no Overgrown Peanut just for free taking that down whilst they're going for the rotate? They had no idea inserting that jet into market like that was a very nice, and Rascal is just going to take KYCA with him. You know, why not? And Gone for a Min is going to take LGBH, and that's going to put Perfect onto 12.
I mean, yeah, that space, that control, as you mentioned, you know, he's being a bit cheeky, but the positioning there absolutely insane to get that full 3-man rotate, leaving Rascal in the middle of market to just keep the rest of that control on the B. KYCA getting completely caught out there. Just unfortunate for them. It means the rotates get caught out, and now the util, the info, the buy at the very least is going to be solid for the ponies, but there's a lot of ults online for the Puffins. The econ is absolutely fine. They can afford to lose 1 or 2 rounds. Again, the ponies now have to play for overtime minimum. So every round here that their econ gets damaged, to be honest, if you're the Puffins, you're happy enough with that. Every ult the ponies burn, even if they get a win, is one less piece of utility that you have to deal with in the following round if you're the Puffins. So now it's all just about attrition, and can the Puffins just take the ponies down far enough? As DJX Tomo taking this 2 versus 1, gonna get the oil drone to make sure there's nothing there. Mudang having to back out because of it, but now back to the default, and it's gonna come off to this Omen diff yet again.
To be honest, it's looking really nice. Puffins, you can definitely tell they've slowed down a lot. They're starting to respect the pit ponies a little bit, especially after some of the rounds they managed to crawl back, and they're not trying to overstay any welcome, but Chewy is just gonna be the first blood found by KYCA. Cypher on Cypher combat. The bomb is sat in B main. It's very important that they don't take this. Egner is also going to find DJ's Tomo, unfortunately, and he's going to find Rascal. The only person left now is Gone for a Min.
I mean, this is massive as well. It looks like they're going to be able to put themselves a flawless in the ponies as well. And if they're able to do that, the spike's all the way down in that main. They know where Gone for a Min is. The sprays are coming through. It just has to be the econ damage for Gone 4, and that's at least a good start, but he has to do it 4 more times. 4 in his name, 4 kills left on the board for him. It would be a 1 versus 5 ace clutch with only 20 seconds remaining, but of course, the pony's not going to get too aggressive. They're happy to just, you know, take these angles. The spike is all the way over on that site, and Gone for a Min's just going to try and see if this gun fails the jump. Looks a little bit confused, a little bit lost, and we'll have to see if the ponies are happy leaving the Puffins with 1 gun, or if they're going to try and take it away from them again. Econ damage, not really something you're worried about if you're the ponies. You want to be keeping this gun as much as possible, because otherwise things like that can happen. At least the refrag does come through for Mudang, but again, any econ damage is good for the Puffins.
Yeah, to be honest, that's a really nice round from the pit ponies to take that B main space, and then, you know, after adapting to what Chewy was doing, you know, you sat in B main, taking Chewy down, going further, knowing you can, and then finding the spike on top of that was really nice, you know, to really contain them and try and figure out what their plan is. Just a bit of a blunder from the side of the Puffins, if you ask me. Leaving the spike in the open, Chewy just overstaying and trying to go for a kill. Unfortunately, is going to get found quite easily, but the shots are going to come through. And now there's a new round comes in. Sova ult comes out. Egner is going to try and find Chewy. 80 now tagged onto Gone for a Min, I believe. That's a really big ult from Egner.
That's massive as well. Again, Puffins just trying to play this more attrition-based style. Gone for a Min somehow not being spotted by KYC here as the flash goal come through. But again, the weakness of Reyna can just get shot out, particularly if there's more than 1 gun hiding there. Meanwhile, LJPH is good for 1. Jake's Tomo not able to get the spray!
No.
That's absolutely tragic for him, as Gone for a Min now has to do everything yet again. 1 versus 3. I mean, They've been in this scenario before, but it was a 4-man KYCA on just a sliver of HP there. Is going to be playing off of that refrag now. Gone for a min, suddenly aware of KYCA's position. Only about 5 to 10 HP for KYCA. The spike's going to be on that A main as well. Gone for a min. Actually opting not for it at all. Just happy pushing through. The timing's not going to be there. KYCA, a very clutch headshot on what could have been a disastrous 180 for the Puffins.
That would have been really scary for the side of the Pit Ponies. To go down your first round like that. It's just a little bit of the positioning there. Really hard for KYCA to trade in that space. But luckily enough, we've seen him on low HP just absolutely body his opponent. There's another example of that there. No matter what HP he's on, he's always confident in every fight he takes, which is really admirable.
This goes here.
No, absolutely. To be able to like take those fights quite like that, you know, that was a decently fast swing. But again, to have that awareness as well, you know, there was info on where that spike was. You know, you would maybe assume with the timer run down that Gone for a Min would be trying to play that, but no, instead, not really. Overgrown Peanut, beautiful swing. Immediately dashes out, able to get, walk away with the op. Mudeng now backing him up. The Paranoia going to be sidestepped, as that's a free kill for Mudeng. He flicks away too fast, does actually pick up Gone for a Min because of it, and LJPH is able to finish the job on the Jex. Tomo, Chewy though, fighting LJPH with that Bucky. We've been seeing a lot of that Bucky do some decent damn work over the course of this game. But again, 1 versus 3 for the Puffins. How can Chewy do this? There's an op sitting there for Overgrown Peanut. Again, the spike stuck in tree. KYCA, meanwhile, just happy to sit on this back towards the attacker side and just will wait this timer down as the swing comes through. Overgrown Peanut actually missing. And Chewy finding a pick onto Egner because of it. Uses the neural theft as well. Beautifully done. The camera going to come through, try and get that info. Peanut just going to be sticking there. It is the wall bang through. The info for Chewy as well. He does have it. The opposing neural theft from KYCA. He knows that rotate's going to be coming through. Chewy though deciding to actually cut it in half. Circling back to that A site is what is now a very tense 1 versus 1 plant scenario.
So we've seen this fight happen many times. KYCA, info's going to come through. He's going to tap. He's not going to be sticking. They have the info. KYCA is going to put a trip down on his own. The plant's going to come through. He's just going to walk out to site. Chewy now 50-50 now, depending on which angle he swings. If he gets this right, he secures the first map for him, and he does. Air horn, nod. 13-9 to the side of the Puffins. Still a very, very good map, to be honest. I was expecting a lot closer. It wasn't even that, to be fair, like a pretty close map. I don't know how much closer I was expecting that. But that was a really nice map. Having a look at the leaderboard here, we have 6 first bloods from the side of the Pit Ponies, and the Overgrown Peanut really doing his job, trying to get that round. Getting 6 first bloods into the half, and what can you do? What more can you do? We did see a lot of overextending in some fights, and just a bit too aggressive, I think. I think sometimes there was times where he didn't need to dash in. However, just got punished, and the Puffins really just kind of outgrew him from that. Yeah, no pun intended. I know his name's Overgrown Peanut, but
there's been plenty of puns intended, so surely you got to do one that's not, right? That's the rule of it. But yeah, as you said, it did just seem like the Puffins were just, every time they were starting to have that, you know, the space was just there, the attack was just smooth. The very aggressive defense we seen was just doing them wonders. And unfortunately, you know, the ponies couldn't really replicate that to the same kind of standard. Peanut eventually was able to start kind of coming into his own, and we did see that by all means, but it was a little bit too late probably by the time he gets warmed up. What it does mean though is he should be warmed up for game 2, map 2. Ladies and gentlemen, we will be jumping on to Pearl. Huzzah indeed. It's been incredible. Watching Pearl get played is absolutely beautiful. I believe we are just going to jump, actually I don't actually know if we are going to. We may be jumping to it. We may, in fact, and I have just been told, we will be jumping just to a very short break just to let the players and such get ready for game 2 and map 2. But Lendoth, anything just before we do jump to that break?
Stay frosty. To be honest, it's gonna be Pearl. We're gonna get a good map. That's not even a pun, bro.
I know, but it was just the way you said. It was just the way. I don't know. I find it entertaining. I don't know. I liked it. I don't know why. It tickled me. I loved it.
Stay frosty. I'll say it. Just stay frosty. That's it. Welcome back. In the first half, we had an amazing map, and it was quite a shocking map if you're a Pit Ponies fan. A nice, good map if you're a Puffins fan. A nice, thank God, Ascent out the way. However, it was quite good. Nice back and forth from both sides. The start was really aggressive. However, unfortunately, for the Pit Ponies, the Puffins were on top.
No, yeah, the Puffins ran it absolutely cleanly. Just the attack seemed to be there. Even on defense, the attack seemed to be there. Maybe just a little bit more of a warm up was required for the side of the ponies to get really comfortable with it. But we've now moved on from, yes, as you said, Lendoth. We've managed to get Ascent out of the way, nice, good, and early. So now we'll be jumping into Huzzah, indeed. To be honest, now we get to see Pearl. To be honest, actually, a map that has, we mentioned it beforehand, but shot up in popularity. Quite a solid map, just in terms of that mid control. You'd mentioned it earlier, Lendoth, as well. You basically either take mid to try and take double doors, or you take mid to take art. As long as you've got those split pushes quite, effective, you're going to be looking comfortable, and the Puffins absolutely look to have the pushes down, at least for the moment.
Yeah, to be honest, Pearl, like I said, as you said, to be honest, Maddantekiller, yeah, that mid is a really, really big pivotal point on the map. If you can cut off those rotations, it's going to be really hard to get one player on the other side of the map or get the other player on the side of the map. And just having that control there puts so much pressure on that defending team. However, I feel like this map is, knowing that it's really, really easy to defend a space like mid. Seeing some troll picks on the side of the Pit Ponies here. You got a Rainer and a Neon Hover. That's quite the cook.
I
Oh,
mean,
wow.
it doesn't surprise me. I mean, again, we Neon. Oh, Chewie's running the Sage! Oh my day! It's been so long since I've seen a Sage. Oh, sorry about that. I think I've just blown everyone's eardrums out there. Yeah, we are seeing the Astra online. We had mentioned that earlier. That just with that global range and the smoke, Astra is. Pearl is kind of just her stomping grounds. Fade has been super popular in it just because the lineups are very awkward and can get quite a bit of information, particularly on that B long. And there's plenty of places to kind of drop it on A, whether you want to do it back of Secret or just the back of Hut. So a very solid comp. I'm so shocked we're seeing a Sage. That's either cooked to perfection or absolutely just burnt. And I don't think there's an in-between.
Well, unfortunately, it looks like on the chat they had a player blue screen, so we might actually be
No.
delayed on this Sage-tastic comp, and it's just unfortunately. Last week they had to play a 4v5, and if you remember that one, that was really close for a 4v5. However,
That's right.
yeah, that was a really good. Guess what map it was? Go on, I'll give you a hint. There's one or two. There's two.
There's two maps it could be.
Yep.
Well, no, it wasn't Haven.
It was Haven.
It was Haven, wasn't it? Oh, for God's sake! That just goes to show my memory's absolutely gone. No, of course it was Haven. Yes, it was. That was a hell of a series. That was awesome to watch. I can't believe. What did I don't know what I even thought it was.
You've
to
got
be
cheat
honest.
detected.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, the map where has absolutely traumatized us, I believe, is probably the only way to say it. And I think the first time WEL has ever had some form of ban screen show up on it, it was absolutely incredible. But as we can see, Mudeng is still here. It was identified. It was just a problem with the connection, and the game had absolutely flagged it up. But no shenanigans, and everyone's comfortable enough. So other than this blue screen, we should be good to jump in. And yeah, Lendoth, I mean, you seemed a bit surprised by the comps, but Pearl's wacky now, it turns out.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just, I'm really looking forward to see what they do. They have the double Sentinel comp, so having that Sage Rule and also having that Killjoy, obviously Killjoy, that's a no-brainer. Best agent in the game. Lots of Sentinels to choose from, but, just, I'm not going to go into that because I could talk about this for too long. But, having that Sage Rule is going to be quite good. So you can cut off one of the two really important choke points, or you can cut off that mains, or you can, put the bomb away and have the wall over it and make it really hard for it. There's so much possibilities with that Sage Rule. So it's really good to see some change, and really nice to see them take that step and not go with your average Andy comp.
No, exactly. And that's the thing. Pearl, which we are now jumping back in. It looks like, yeah, hopefully the comps should be relatively similar to what we've seen. It would be absolutely wild if all of a sudden the lineups did change. Actually, Mudeng leaning towards more of that Phoenix. No, never mind. It seems like he's just playing around. Yoru, to be honest, actually not a completely uncommon pick for Pearl. Just having the teleport there is very effective, but essentially with Neon and the speed that she can rotate, she's essentially got Yoru's teleport, but also some of the most busted movement in the game. So in terms of who you would rather pick, absolutely. So we do see the full stack kind of come in pretty quick. Chewy not picked anyone yet, and he's terrifying me that maybe he's going to consider against the Sage, which I would absolutely implore that we see the Sage just so we can see some shenanigans with it. As you mentioned, Lendoth, there are some really good things that you can do with the wall. One in particular is simply putting it on that connector between arch stairs and the box, just so you can walk on and then plant against the wall. You basically get the plant against the hut for free, and you can, as long as you stay tucked to the wall and it doesn't get broke, you can retreat to main pretty safely. So we might be seeing that wall quite a bit from Chewy, of course, once they're on the attacking side. But meanwhile, the rest of the comp looking kind of standard, but Neon and Pearl's interesting, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, Neon and Pearl just really easy. As I said, talking about those long rotations, having Neon just someone that can run there and run back and put a lot of pressure on the attacking side is going to be quite good. And having, before they get nerfed, unfortunately, and losing that, well, I say unfortunately, thank God, but any Neon enjoyers out there, unlucky May, there's just going to have no more nice precision slide shots anymore. It's still going to be really good for the side of mobility and stuff. Obviously, the whole point is to put a lot of pressure on that defending team, or if you're trying to get some space, just having Neon, someone that can run at you, is really going to test your tracking and your aim. So it's going to be really nice to see. But no flashes from the side of the Puffins, and that's normally quite scary, to be honest. Having no flashes really means you're going to have to play some sort of push-pull. The only util we really have is stun from Neon, a dog, a suck, some stars, a sage wall, but I guess we've already covered that. But on the side of the pit ponies here, you've got your KO flash, you've got your fade dog. So it's going to be really nice to have that fade info. And that fade ult is really going to come in handy. The only thing I probably would have changed with that pit ponies comp is, me personally, I like to use the Soba still. I'm a bit of an average Soba Andy. I can find Soba being really helpful. Yeah, of course. Some lineups if you do. I'm a lineup indulger myself.
Absolutely hate lineups, but I respect people that I respect the craft it takes. I'm too impatient. I'm too bored. Speaking of impatient, Overgrown Peanuts already through that double doors, of course, immediately being refragged out, and now Maddank trying to back it up. Egner actually backing him up as well with that shot on the Ace-0 as well. The Jex Tomo now having to back up onto that art, and because of it, yeah, the guns and such actually leaning towards the way of the ponies, and KYCA just taking this main control. Puffin's actually trying to go for, again, this very aggressive defense, but meanwhile, they've had to just give up art for free, or they've had to give up the A site for free, and it's unless Rascal can do something very cheeky, which we have seen, no, instead just going to opt to shoot the tripwire back off as the post-plant scenario. 4 versus 3 for the ponies.
Yeah, the ponies really looking nice here, getting that bomb down really quickly, but they're really trying to take down this lonesome Rascal sat in that connector. But unfortunately, Gone for a Min is just going to take the opportunity to just push into main. And now they know that no one's main. Everyone's playing art, and the bomb is even planned for art. This is a little bit of a fumble. 2v2 now on the side of the pit ponies. Puffins can just get this bomb down. The only thing they have to be worried about is the possible flank, but they aren't flanking. They're actually going to be really disciplined to just... Oh no, they could have got half. They're not even going to swing. This is really unfortunate. They could have actually taken that, but unfortunately, LGPH... Maddank gonna win that really nicely, putting the board back in the favor of the pit ponies.
Yeah, no, yeah, that was unfortunately done. The Puffins not really with the confidence to realize that stick can come through. We did see the Jex Tomo, we did see, yeah, the Jex Tomo, the Jex Tomo. I did say the Jex Tomo. I promise.
Someone emphasize on the.
Sorry. Someone review the VOD, but I did say the. I did not emphasize.
You did say it, to be fair.
You're completely correct. But that is the thing. There's just no real faith off of it, and because of it, then the ponies are able to use that art hold again, as you say, potentially a fumble, but if it works out, you know, it can't really be classed as a fumble, even if it is, you know, maybe a misplay. And instead, now the backup with the additional util with the econ advantage is just going to be a full sprint down. Overgrown Peanut immediately being shot down by going for him in the Jex Tomo. The Jex Tomo going to be stuck in that mid. I got you, boss. As the frags just come out for the pit ponies, and it's just going to be Rascal, unfortunately, for this retake as the plant goes down. And it's looking like a very confident 2-0. Never mind, shot by mouth.
Yeah, to be honest, that was actually... If Rascal can clutch this out, I'm trying not to say anything as the round comes on, but if Rascal can get this down and to make it some sort of convert in this eco, that's going to be really huge. However, you know, Rascal, as much of a Rascal, what's the aim saying KYCA and Mudang are just going to completely close that out. Really? No, not Mudang, I apologize. Egg them. My recon initiator. But, you know, the Jake Sommer gets some nice kills there. All around some good picks. It was quite a good round. Very good round. Take some guns out. Really going to be hard now for the pit ponies to convert this bonus. But if you're looking from the side of the pit ponies, it's not a bonus you really need anyway. Handing over that Bulldog to the overgrown Peanut. We've seen how aggressive they can get.
It's been scary. I mean, Peanut's just showed up again. The aggression now for the ponies seems to be a bit more warmed up. Peanut, though, you know, this was kind of how the initial ascent rounds had went, where Peanut was very aggressive, very much there, but just wasn't able to quite get the space or the control. It does seem, though, that the rest of the ponies are able to back it up to some degree, as Peanut, again, all the way over, and that doesn't matter when the stun comes through, and played off beautifully by Rascal. Going to get traded out, but now the man advantage finally for the Puffins, and the man advantage for the Puffins. Gonna find Mudang in the smoke. Gonna find, oh my days! Filthy! Not quite gone for Amen, but at least gone for 3. Instead, as a beautiful triple kill, puts the overdrive online and puts the Puffins on the board for the beginning and going us into round.
DJ Tomo is lagging. They've hit the P10. Looks like we're going to have a technical pause from the side of the Puffins. Not the Jake's Tomo of everyone. Jake's ping is through the roof. That's a great round, though, to be fair, from the Puffins. It's been really nice from Gone 4. Yeah, maybe it wasn't Gone 4, but got 3, so...
That's good enough. Gone 3 aim. That's what you need. You just build up the kill feed as well. Yeah, the Jex Tomo very much struggling to get the thing. Does look like they're back. We'll have to wait and see if there's any fidgeting or anything coming through for them. But yeah, unfortunately, plagued with a little bit of issues. It seems to have been a little bit cursed. Not everyone able just to kind of keep it going. Yeah, there we go. The ping disappearing on and off for the Jex Tomo. Might have to go for a little bit of a longer pause. We will have to just wait and see at the moment. But the ultimate's coming online now. Mudang going to be able to shut down the overdrive for Gone for him in. Just if they do decide to pop the null command, we're going to be seeing the cosmic divides and such come online soon. And Egnar with the Nightfall as well, which you mentioned, Lendoth, is going to be super pivotal.
Yeah, to be honest, that Nightfall is really good because obviously if you get caught by that Nightfall, unfortunately, they don't have an omen, but it deafens them and they cannot hear. Literally any ultimate, any voice line, they can't hear anything. All you can hear is just whispers. And that's about it, really. But it looks like we are going to be underway. The Jake's Tomo has sorted out the internet, so really looking forward to seeing how this comes down. Looks like we're going to have some sort of A rush here. All 5 of them sat side of A, but both Sentinels are here and they have that Sage Wall to delay.
Yeah, exactly. And the slow orb as well, which, while it may not be the most kind of pivotal thing, if Chewie is able to swing off of it at the very least, you know, orb just shut down the ponies a little bit, the info will be gained and the rotates can maybe start out. Again, what we were saying about the possible rotates is, you know, Gone 4 is sitting all the way on that B side, but, you know, with the movement that Neon has, as soon as the info is gathered, you know, there will be the full rotate. But actually, a little bit of a more patient play. It's a full stack from the ponies, but a little bit more patient, all off the back of this initial engage from Overgrown Peanut, relying on it. And here we go, the dash now through, the relay bolt comes through, the slide, it's gonna take all the control in the world. The Nightfall comes down, doesn't actually find anyone, as now the Puffins just have to let the ponies onto site, but the econ, or the guns I should say, very much in their favor. It will have to be the ponies trying to make something work from this.
Yeah, some nice picks coming down. Looks like that we are going to see this Astral Wall being used by LJPH. The Sage Wall has been used and trying to isolate some angles. Gone for a min is just going to go right behind them. KYCA with that Sheriff. is just going to get it down, and they know exactly what the plan is, but do they expect Egner? This dog is going to reveal the position, and now they are aware of how this goes. With only one person standing in the Pit Pony's way. That is the Jake's Tomo. You know, that guy is alive last way too many times. It's just the Jake's Tomo is always the last man standing.
I mean, you did say if there's one person you want, it's the Jax Tomo, but it is unfortunate that the clutches just haven't quite been there. I mean, from that position, what can you really, you know, asking someone to clutch from that position, you know, that is unreasonable. Yeah, exactly. That's unreasonable. You know, that's more of the exception rather than the rule if the clutch came out there. But the ponies now very much succeeding in taking this space. Even if Peanut's not managing to get the initial entry frag, the space being controlled is just so effective, and the ponies are able to follow it up very, very impressively. So we are seeing now what actually affects Cell onto this A site, which is working out quite well. The fast lane's going to come through, but meanwhile the Spike and Egnar, plus actually we do see LJPH as well, just sitting there on that B site as the Cell comes through, and it's going to be quite effective at it. B site, only Ace 0 here and only a Marshall to their name. This shot, this initial conversion on LJPH is going to absolutely be massive, but the double swing, 3, 2, 1. They manages to split the gap, and Ace are not able to get any damage, but that's going to be the information to trigger the rotate coming through now, as it's 5 versus 5, but the space very much there for the ponies if they're able to collapse on it. Never mind, gone for a min now here, and pops the overdrive. Overgrown Peanut with a beautiful swing through. The null command as well actually shuts down the overdrive, preventing it, but the space still all there for the ponies as Egner gets this plant down.
And again, the plant down is really nice, to be honest. Trying to get that extra orb to try and build that ult economy. No clue how far they are, but what I do know is gone for him in is going to find LGBH, and taking down that Astra is huge, making this retake really nice and easy for the Puffins. 4v4, low buy. Overgrown Peanut is going to extend that. Oh, and this is really huge for the side of the Puffins. You might not think of it, but once we get to the end of this round, I can explain it a bit more. We've had a lot of util and a lot of ults getting used, taking down 2 guns there, and also grabbing that Neon ult. Really good eco from the side of the Puffins. Oh, it might not even be an eco. I might have completely misread that. Oopsie daisy. I thought it was an eco.
I mean, well, to be fair, the econ is looking okay. Ace 0 gonna. Yeah, no, I mean, the econ is looking absolutely fine. The overdrive and such has now kept the Puffins able to get this other buy, but that was quite a lot of util use from them. They are going to have quite a bit online. The lockdown about to come down, Nightfall still present for them. So, as you'd mentioned for the Puffins, you know, to be honest, you know, in complete agreement with you there, Lendoth, that is a better round than maybe looks on paper, but it's going to have to, you know, the Puffins are going to have to capitalize off of it now incredibly hard. Gone for a minute instead, being caught out by the tripwire, will be shot out and saved. Meanwhile, Ace 0 actually picks up that frag in mid on the Mudeng. Now it shuts down that control, and instead having to force the ponies all through this mid push and into Rascal's sights. Beautiful shot from Rascal onto Overgrown Peanut. This tap is going to go down to clear out some of that Killjoy utility, and now this plant should come through, but it's a 5 versus 3 retake. The lockdown going to be committed, it looks to be, from Rascal.
Yeah, if that lockdown goes down, it's going to be a bit of a scary situation for the Pit Ponies, but it doesn't look like that they're even going to get an opportunity here as... Oh, no. No, he isn't. No, there's no way. No, he... Okay, no. Oh, never mind. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. If Chewy got that, that would have been insane.
That would have been filthy. I respect the attempt, unfortunately just not getting that wall turned around far enough to get that deep, to kind of get that deep plant protected from them, so KYCA able to swing around for it. And yeah, if you're the defenders, if you're the Puffins now, you really got to take some stock. You gotta have a look and see kind of what's failing you. At the moment it is just the ponies are able to take such commanding space, and it's very much just been off the back of, to be honest, if you're gonna, and we're going to see this weakness of Sage here, whenever you have a Sentinel that can immediately shut down a push or that has to play kind of reactive off of the slow orbs, it doesn't matter because someone like Neon is already on site. You can't slow down. You can maybe slow down the rest of the team, but at that point then Peanut, as we've seen the aggression time and time again, you have to try and slow down the rest of the Pit Ponies while taking the fight with Overgrown Peanut, and it's just not a realistic ask.
No, it really, really isn't. But what's not even realistic either is having that Sage wall just cover off about 3 enemies and still nearly getting that defuse. So sometimes the unrealistic can be realistic. That is a quote. Put that on your wall, ladies and gentlemen. The
That's
unrealistic
deep.
can be realistic.
Can
Yeah.
be realistic. Yo,
Getting deep.
that's deep. That is
Get-
deep.
Getting deep on the Esports Wales Valorant live stream now.
I mean, yeah, I'm down for it, and I imagine, you know what? Hashtag the unrealistic can be the realistic. Get that on the get that in the Twitch chat now, and then get that on.
Deep thoughts with Lendoth and Maddante, bro.
Just you know, and it's all credit to Lendoth. I just happen to be here. Speaking of happening to be here, Rascal's trying to keep this mid control, but gonna be pushed through by Overgrown Peanut. Meanwhile, Egnar and LJ just completely clean up this mid push that the Puffins had tried to attempt, that have attempted, but. This aggressive defense not working for them the way it was in Ascent. Maddantekiller going to shut down Asiro. That flick on the art was absolutely filthy. Gone for him in, trying to hide around, but LJVH not going to get it. The slide comes through, but the shots are not going to be there. As LJVH does a little bit of cheek, a little bit of BM.
I thought he was humble. I never thought I'd see him do that. I'm shocked. I'm taken back a little bit. Well, he was a humble guy. He's a nice, like... Wow.
Polite.
Yeah.
We believe the P in LJPH stood for professional. It does not.
That's what I thought. You know,
Yeah.
just as I was saying, I didn't think it was realistic that he would be a bit toxic like that. But you know, the unrealistic.
The unrealistic can be realistic, ladies and gentlemen. It's already happening. It's already happening. There's going to be shirts, there's going to be mugs, there's going to be coasters. Lendoth's wise words are going to be in your house. Speaking of the wise words, the Jigs, Tomo, and Asiro, yes, living up to their with a double kill each. And absolutely, we're going to cheer on the Puffins for this round. They need one on the board. It has been quite some time since they've been able to make one work, and now, unless KYCA can completely shut it down, which would be a hell of a clutch scenario, it's looking like the Puffins are going to be finally able to put another one on the board. A0 in the JX Tomo with the spike control. It's just going to come down to this counter swing. KYCA has to do something completely filthy, but Zero just going to shut him down. And a nice duo ace from Ace Zero and the JX Tomo.
It's EJ Summer. Thank you very much for making sure we get that correct. The emphasis. There we go. Yep. I'll try my best not to say it. The Welsh word of it, but hey, first language Welsh, but hey, sometimes it's really hard to get the words out sometimes, so I don't know. But sometimes what is hard as well is just Karma hitting you in the face, LJVH, you know, getting that crouch break, getting that shot down, and then, you know, the Puffins just right back into them and taking that round in the fashion they did, really putting his side, saying, LJVH, mate, we're here to play. Don't be a silly Billy now. You know what I mean?
Oh, I know what you mean. I know what you mean, and it seems like the ponies know what you mean as well. Gone for immediately with the trade onto the JX Tomo. Meanwhile, Maddank's just walking onto site. The refrags have been on point. The Nightfall has been used by the ponies. Doesn't get too much in the way of information. The Prowler spots out gone for him in his KYCA. Now with the information, doesn't matter when the bullets are going to be taken off your dome in that quick a fashion. Egnar at the very least able to find Rascal on that Flyers, and the Cosmic Divide now going to be committed. Egnar, I believe, having seen both members, doesn't matter when gone for him in it is gone 4K for an ace. Beautiful stuff from him as Chewy gets the defuse, and now the Puffins all, you know, you had mentioned, Lendoth, about Karma hitting you in the face. Gone for a min, the personification of a rebound, swinging right back into the ponies.
Yeah, what a beautiful round from Gone for a Min. Nice shots, nice, literally nice area. Just a good round, man. Thumbs up.
Just clean as hell.
Yeah, good job. But 5 ults on the board now is going to look really, really, really pivotal for the Puffins to take this. I really am going to exaggerate on how pivotal this is. You need 5 rounds on a map like Pearl. You want to try and get as many rounds on defense. In my opinion, defense is quite, you know, if you can lock down the areas that they're punishing, it looks like they're just punishing the mains right now. If we were starting a bit aggressive in those mains, we could start taking this down. But, Overground Peanut is going to start getting a bit of ultage. Is going to find Gone for a Min. Our ace taken down. Neon on Neon combat is going to sit Link now. It looks like as the hit ponies come out, Chewy, thinking there's some sort of trick shotting clan, has the operator and is just taken down by the really fair balanced Neon ult.
I do like as well, we weren't able to see too much of it, but that Sage Wall positioning as well, there was some optimism from Chewy there to try and find that angle. Unfortunately for him, just no one coming down that B long. It's all through the double doors, and the space has been taken by the ponies yet again. And now The Puffins, they do have the Cosmic Divide, they do have the Lockdown as well, but this spray from LJPH does a lot of damage. Ace0 trying to fire by Overgrown Peanut, the Neon trying to get his own, and he will have to do it. He does, he fires right back. An Ace versus an Ace, anything you can do, we can do better, says the Pit Ponies. Beautiful stuff from Peanut.
They can do anything better than you. No, they can't, apparently, but we'll have to see as the score goes 7-3 to the side of the Pit Ponies. The Puffins leading 1 in this series. Pit Ponies are going to start responding. Wow, just a great round again. Like, to actually analyze how that went there is they really, you know, used that, slid down, punished any single, like, solo fight they could take. They could see that Chewy was going to move into that B-long, and if you can't have that B-long, you know, you have to play that site. It's really dangerous and claustrophobic on that site, so taking care of that stage in the B-long. Oh, Ace0 unfortunately caught out again. DJ Tomo is going to try and take some shot off, but looks like Overgrown Peanut is going to meet his demise as it is a 4-4 standstill. The only difference is they have no duelists and the Puffins have no smokes. And on a map like Pearl, where Astra is queen,
You gotta have them smokes now. This is here we do. If Chewy can manage this and the map control, which does seem to be the case, the res is online. Should Chewy try to, and it looks potentially like that's what the Puffins are going to try and work around to. Take this art control, get this rotate around. We, of course, know that the Ponies don't have any control on mid, and they've lost a little bit more control onto that A site as Chewy picks back up Ace0. The Cosmic Divide now back online, gone for a min, trying to buy as much time as possible and as much space as possible. Beautiful! Another return Ace, possibly? For
no
gone
way.
4? He can't do it again, surely. Finally, Egnar will shut those shenanigans down, but at this point, the spike is down on that site. Egnar doesn't have much in the way of control as Ace0 picks him up, and the Puffins very, very dominant on that as well off of the back. Again, gone for a min, and Overgrown Peanut are just trading blow for blow on these frags.
it's a really, really, like, close round. Every single time, it's always close, and that's, you know, maybe not so much as late, but, you know, both teams are battling out, going bish, bash, bosh, both sides. So it's looking quite clean. Ace0 getting the res there, but they didn't use any ults. The only thing we get to see now is the Sage ult being used by the side of the Puffins. However, you still have your Killjoy ult, you still have your Astra Wall, and you have your Neon ult.
Got quite a lot to work with. Speaking of quite a lot to work with, though, you've lost Chewy, which is really brutal for the Puffins. The Cosmic Divide is going to go down for the side of the Puffins. A very beautiful concuss, a preemptive concuss, in fact, from Ace0 there. Playing around, though, the Astra Wall, KYCA, surely is going to have to get the spot. He does, but he doesn't quite land the shots. The Killjoy has been used on the B site. It's Ace0 actually wins that fight on the mid. Mudeng takes out, gone for a minute, and now they're having to rotate out, try and get out of the way of that Killjoy ult. But there is going to be VJX Tomo on that lurk, takes down 2, LJPH shuts them down finally, but now 2 versus 2, all evened up. The space control kind of leaning towards the Puffins just as they take this mid control and flank around the Ponies.
Taking a huge gamble here. It looks like they thought they were going to try and catch him out on mid, taking the KJ turret back. Really set an example. This is a great call, making it look like that they're going to go towards A, but really they have to read that they're still on B. Neon is going to get the ult down. Overgrown Peanut is searching for a player. Bomb's going to go down, but do they have any idea? Rascal making his presence known. The bomb is planted safe, and luckily they are going to use it, and they have no util to use this apart from some Astra Stars, but it's an...
A little bit of kind of a shoulder bump there through the Cosmic Divide. Again, for anyone that doesn't know, it used to be you could hear a little bit of muffled noise. Cosmic Divide has since changed that it is completely dead silent. Lendoth, I believe you'd mentioned it earlier, so you cannot hear a single thing, whether it's a spike being planted, diffused, gunshots, reloads. Can't hear anything through it anymore. So that's why the shoulder bumps are a little bit more likely. But the Ponies, very commanding start. 8 rounds on that attacking side now, jumping over to the defense. Very clean for them. Puffins now having to make a decent bit of work on this attacking side with 2 sentinels, one of them being a Sage. The wall at least very much beneficial for the plants and to take that initial space, but the Ponies, we have seen them work very much well around kind of the reclaiming of space, and I imagine we'll continue seeing that.
Yeah, it looks like we are going to get, you know, the same Puffins as we saw on Ascent aggro, to describe it. Just very aggressive, and looks like LGPH is already going to get off that site and try and play a little bit of a retake here. Some Stars come down, some nice delay, but looks like they're just going to give that site clean. And not a very easy site to retake, in my opinion, but looks like they might have something planned up for this. This is a very, very, very claustrophobic site. Overgrown Peanut is going to get caught as the Jake Tomo and Gone 4 has taken 2 of them down. Maddank finding a 0. And it's just like that, 2v1 Egner. All to play for.
What a choice from the Puffins not to immediately just kind of hold that spike, and Chewy now instead, you know, opting to kind of have no real build-up, pulls out the wall at a really unfortunate time. Now going to block off Egner. Yeah, the hot, exactly. We're already getting a bit of trauma through it. Egner as well, not able to even fit through that wall as the fight from Rascal now just going to be coming through, and we do see Chewy just sitting there. Is there going to be any kind of timid trepidations rather than like Chewy wants to swing so bad, but it could cause a rough time. Never mind, Egner's the one to swing, but Rascal, thankfully for the Puffins, backs it up as now 5-8 and the pistol round to the side of the Puffins.
Yeah, that was pretty scary. I'm not gonna lie to you, when Chewy went down, I thought that was very
You thought it was done?
Very, very, very scary.
That it was. I mean, you're not really expecting. I mean, Egner very confident push, and Chewy not expecting it at all. But Rascal, thankfully, on the backswing, gonna shut it down as well. And now the buy looking very much. Ace Zero actually opting for the Guardian. Rascal and Jax Tomo opting for the Vandals as well. They want to ensure this round is theirs. They want to make this 6-8 as likely as they can. But if the ponies are able to pull off a miracle, then the econ for them suddenly looks so much better, and the Puffins really struggle.
Yeah, to be honest, then the Puffins getting this round now from the Puffins is very, very good. Especially now you're going to be able to, hopefully, fingers crossed, secure this next round. LGPH getting punished there as he was going for some sort of hero play within the first few minutes. But KYCA, look at all this space they've taken. Hell of a classic skin. I've never actually seen that one before. Is that Vice classic maybe? But Egner is going to find Chewy, and the shots are going to come down. Util, I might have jinxed this for us. Gone for him in. Oh no, I need to stop talking.
The caster curse is very much there. Rascal able to pick up the flank on the KYCA, but there doesn't seem to be understanding that there's another member in Overgrown Peanut. The shots initially not great, but will find DJX Tomo in the end. 2 versus 2. The info has there. Maddank flashes out to try and get it. The Killjoy nades are popped as Zero and Rascal are able to get their respective kills, respective frags, and put Puffins, as you'd mentioned, Lendoth, pretty comfortably into 6-8. The econ looking kind of solid for the Puffins now. They do manage to carry over 2 Vandals onto this now, as the ponies really need this, need their buy to try and equalize this. And KYCA even being so confident as to try. Nope, never mind. He's backing out. But we did see an Odin for just a second there.
Yeah, to be honest, I genuinely thought that the Pit Ponies were just going to take that off the Puffins there. But so far, Pit Ponies have been really, really strong when it comes to, you know, setting an example and showing that, yeah, you may have taken one map off us, but that's not going to determine how we play on the other maps. And you can really admire that from a team like that. I say that as the Overgrown Peanut is overgrowing again and overextending into that space where they're getting punished. Not a round you want to be punished on, especially when you have the Puffins, you know, one map away. You want to try and be a bit more respectful of your opponent, but it's okay. They're still, they've traded 1 for 1. But, you know, the Puffins can really do something off this, especially since it's only their Killjoy that's died. Obviously, if they lose that mid control, now it opens a whole different can of worms for the mid lurks. But we're just going to have to see. They're all just sat in A main with a minute left on the clock. I mean, no, Daisy.
Absolutely fine, completely understand it happens. The frag's still coming out. AS0 those good for 1, and LJPH has been found out. AS0 follows up the Prowler as well, and the info for the Puffins, they are unaware a little bit of where the remainder of the ponies are. We of course know that there is that very late fade coming through from AS0, from Egner. Meanwhile, KYCA is trying to fight his way through it. The Cosmic Divide pops through as well, grants all the space in the world for AS0, but this timing for KYCA is going to be very pivotal. Doesn't matter if he's able to pick up Egner, and dancing between the Cosmic Divide, it's going to be AS0, and a beautiful double play off of VJX Tomo and AS0 there, completely shutting down the ponies and getting us very close to an equalized half, for an equalized game. Apologies.
Not a round you need to be extending on that. I like the confidence, I really do, but on rounds like that, you need to see exactly how you can just secure it. You know what I mean? Like, speaking from a perspective now, you're one map away from doing it. You need to be a bit more cautious that this is not your ranked games. This is like an actual team where everyone's going to start being more respectful of each other. But it's just unfortunate. And if I was on the Puffin side now, I could call that and you can, you know, try and punish it. Like, again, Overgrown Peanut just getting caught out. But it's okay because, you know, luckily LGBH is going to find it. This is their eco. They can afford doing stuff like this. But just trying to be a little more cautious.
Oh my day. And just as quickly as the round starts, it ends. That's quite ridiculous, to be honest. As you said, the ponies, you know, they are happy enough with that. They're just trying to make something a little bit wackier go down just to try and push it. But unfortunately for them, the Puffins are just able to keep their cool, to keep their calm, to make their shots land, and essentially tear through the ponies, only losing one member of that entire for that entire round, getting the plant, I believe, down as well. So the econ, as we can see, very strong for the Puffins. Meanwhile, the ponies are now online with the Nightfall as well, but all of a sudden the Puffins are very, very much poised to potentially make a hell of a comeback, and as you said, finish this 2-0 and gone for a min onto Overgrown Peanut yet again. Unfortunate for him, but that's going to be such a pivotal initial first blood.
Yeah, taking down the Neon, especially the fast rotator for this map, you know, now that they have the pick, they don't need to go anywhere. They can just freeze, maybe re-clear B main. You know that Astro was there with the Overgrown Peanut. You know that B is a weaker side, but you also, you know, as the time's going on, you're starting to lose this information as obviously the players are going to start making adjustments. It did seem like KYCA rotated off of the A post and decided to sit outside and getting ready for the B push, but it looks like they're going to, you know, cut noise down in the B main. But as a pit pony, you can't really afford to re-clear something, as it looks like they did go for the re-clear on mid, but it's way too late as the plant is starting to come down. Chewy getting that bomb down now, as the Sage Wall is going to provide a lot of value to make sure they don't get spammed. Darts, Slow Orb, A0 taking Egner down. LGPH, 3v5 for the pit, 5v1 for the pit ponies. The Jake's Tomo getting 2. Sorry for peeking my mic there, but 3, huzzah!
3 Jax Tomo, huzzah! All praise be to 3 Jax Tomo, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, incredible stuff from them, and you know, we've seen quite a lot, but it really does. Ace0 has just been on that kill feed basically every time. The Puffins are very much relying on Ace0 to kind of be that anchor. The Jax Tomo has been playing off of him beautifully as well. You know, that kind of two-man, gone for a min. You know, you don't really need to say much more about Gone for a Min. The stats and the plays have spoken for themselves. But Ace0 and DJX Tomo have been very pivotal in keeping this space and keeping this control. And now, again, the ponies do not have the econ that they wish they had. It's just stingers at that range. Not really much to work with. The relay bolt comes through. Overgrown Peanut still with this aggression. The shots for that range are pretty solid, but they're not going to be enough to get any frags. And now Gone for a Min, trading them out. The Overdrive online, Nightfall, and Rez for the Puffins. Pony's got quite a bit to work with in Nightfall, Cosmic Divide, and the Neural Theft, but essentially you're looking at a 6 versus 4, and the econ not favouring the ponies at all. This is an uphill battle, to say the least.
Yeah, getting that first death on the board, it gives the Puffins a lot of time. You have 59 seconds left in the round, but a good opportunity for them now to just chill a little bit and just get ready for something. As the clock starts to tick down, Hit Ponies are going to have to start reclearing and get some space, as it looks like they were expecting some sort of mid presence, but the Jake's Tomo is going to whip out the Fade ult, and Gone for a Min's going to ruin that Neon ult, trying to punish anyone, just swings in through the smoke, gets one in R. Really balanced ult, is going to take down Egner, getting the trade as well from Rascal. Quite nice. Jake's Tomo is going to be taken down by KYCA, trying to find that better weapon, but now it's LJPH versus Chewy and Ace0.
I mean, you've got that res there, Chewy. If, you know, it is a bit risky trying to take this out of control. You're not quite sure exactly where LJPH. Of course, we see as well only a Stinger online as well. The Sage Wall essentially completely shutting down Flowers. No, LJ, you're not going to be able to fit through that gap. You're only going to be able to come through Secret if we allow you. Chewy now and Ace0 set up perfectly. No need for the res at this stage. The econ very much does favour the Puffins, and the Spike is already taking down LJP. No real chance of defusing anymore. Will just die to it to prevent, you know, you do not want to save the Stinger, as the Puffins now up 10-8, 5 ults online for the Pit Ponies, though I believe 2 for the Puffins in the form of Lockdown and the Sage Res.
Yeah, I was literally about to say a
I
timeout will
think
be coming through, but they need to chill and speak about this as they've failed to get a single round on defense. And Astra speaking just confused me for a little minute. Completely forgot. But still, what a crazy round from again, gone for Amen. He goes in, nice conversion, especially with the fade ult and the neon ult. Quite good. Quite
I mean,
good.
it's so hard to work against that. Like, really, as you mentioned, not only that, and you did mention obviously the lack of Omen, but you can't hear Neon skirting, 30 miles an hour around anymore. You can't hear the overdrive, the shots coming through from it either. So while it's not as deceptive as maybe a Fade Omen combo, it's almost more terrifying because there is obviously the audio cue for the slide, and if Neon slides out, you've at least got that to kind of give you the warning. Nightfall, when you're deafened, nope, all of a sudden there's a blue dot that's came about 60 miles per hour and you're dead. Because it's, as Lendoth is very fond of saying, it's a very balanced ultimate, which it absolutely is. No notes at all. But Overgrown Peanut has his version of it. They've in fact got the full lineup, every single ultimate they can on this defense side. They are able to play, should they want to play, either an aggressive defense, which we have seen from the ponies, and it has worked out for them quite well, but it looks like more of a standard default and just playing retake with the ultimates, which is an absolutely completely reasonable setup to go for.
Yeah, nice turret on that top mid there to, really get that info and make sure to punish anyone that comes in. But it looks like they've spoken about it. They've tried to make sure it's quite good because it's the first time that we've seen pit ponies not go for any. Don't you slide through that. Don't. Okay, he gets it. Never mind. Yeah, he went for it anyway. Had the info. Gets two. Never mind. Looks like we're going to see the Overgrown Peanut back online. Slow warp to try and make sure delay and not let anything else come through. But we have a little A0 looking at that B space. As the info now, they know that there's two Saturn in B link. Dog is going to come through, but LGPH, beautiful shot with the Marshall. They now know that there's three towards B, so they have to go towards A since that's going to be the weakest side of the map. But can they really do that? Bomb isn't even picked up by anyone, and flashing coming through from Mudeng, A-Dog in. Chewy is going to find a really nice kill though, but KYCA is going to punish the Rascal walking up A main.
Oh, there you go. That's the audit. That's what I was talking about there. We can see Chewy looking towards the absolute terrifying thing that is hearing a Neon dancing around on the other end of a smoke. But the control's going to be there. No spike information at the very least for the pony. So there is a decent bit for Chewy to work with here in terms of his decision making. But either way, he's walking into, at the very least, a 2 versus 1. There's only 10 seconds remaining as well. He's happy just to sit back in this corner and save. Ponies very much look to be happy just to give him the gun and let him walk away with it. They don't want to be letting any more damage to their economy happen. Even though you do have the overdrive, which does cheat the economy a little bit, still absolutely better to have those guns in a pinch, and they're happy enough to work with it. So no ultimates burnt for the ponies to cement that round. And their first round, as you'd alluded to, Lendoth, their first defense round this half.
Yeah, to be honest, it's a really good half. Bloody. It's a really nice round to get, especially in that fashion. Is you getting punished like that. It seems like timeout, and the seconds they took to speak about it really did come through, and it did help them out in the long run. But now it's just seeing what LGPH can call off of this information that they have. If he can call and make sure to not punish anything or get anything out, but it looks like he's gonna upgrade to an operator. Astra operator is gonna get pushed and punished. But the KYCA is sat there with all of the Cypher trips in the world. And oh, wow, the Reds is going to come through from Chewy. And now they're back into a 5v4. Gone for a min. Could have just been sprayed down there by KYCA. But unfortunately, it just didn't happen. So that's really good that they managed to get that pick. And they're still alive. But looking at the side of the map now, it looks like Jake's Tomo is anticipating some sort of flank. But they all sat outside of B, waiting for some sort of retake play. Looks like they're committing this. The bomb gets come down, spamming by the Odin. This is a really brave and ambitious commit by Chewy here. Committing B when, it seems like it's a bit of a pressure call, really.
there is almost a bit of kind of concern, like a sunk cost. It feels like that we've spent so much of trying to gain this space, and the space has been for the most part gained, but the Nightfall as well, beautifully aggressive. 3 ultimates pop from the ponies all of a sudden. The Nightfall, Overdrive, and Null Command all just popped immediately. The info there, ponies very confident that all members of the Puffins are going to be on that B long, and they were absolutely correct. The fights, 2 versus 3, maybe not going as decisively as you'd want if you are a Ponies fan. If you're the Puffins, though, you've just burnt quite a lot of utility to try and get that, and now 13 seconds online. It's looking like with this spike control for the Ponies, they have managed to buy themselves enough time, use the utility well enough, and even that refrag from DJX Tomo not going to be enough, as we are now equalized 10-10, but the Ponies having to use quite a bit to do so.
Yeah, to be honest, getting a lot there, and it's just kind of getting a little bit close. Now we're back on an even map. The Puffins had this in the bag. To be honest, they've done really well to get the 6 rounds that they got. Coming from an 8-4 half to a 10-10 is really good from the side of the Puffins, and their morale should be really high on that team. It's just a shame that, you know, some player performances is most likely just could be a lot of pressure and a lot of nerves, so maybe they're taking this and just making the 10-10 look like it's a lot of a bigger gap. So they just need to find that confidence. As other people on the team, like Gone for Amen, is just sliding in on them. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Oh, he's confident, but I mean, look at that health bar go. Look at the overgrown peanut though, absolutely just staying in, trying to dodge and dip out of the Cosmic Divide's or the Cosmic Smoke's not going to be enough. AS0 following up, Gone for Amen, and this is the most important thing we are seeing. The Cosmic Divides pop through as well as Chewie tries to get the plant, and AS0 again, he's just so decisive, so pivotal, as he does it again with the last bullet on the Mudeng. Sadly, Ace in his name will not be in the game. Rascal picks up Egner to follow it up, but still, I mean, I've given him some love and Gone for Amen, but AS0 has just been, to be honest, actually, Gone for Amen jumps into the site, gets the initial frag, and then dies, and then AS0 kills everyone else. Yeah,
to be honest, it's just perfect, nice gunfights. That Astral Wall and creating that little gap makes it quite obvious that, you know, maybe they're going to abuse that gap and swing on it. But just, you know, being able to fully convert the kill in those tiny little gaps is just what it's all about. It's really cool. Nice little things you can do with the Astra. However, the Astra op is very, very not usual. I would say. I think there's a lot of people that could use this op, but I know LGPH is very fond of his sniping. So it makes sense that he's using it. But it looks like now that the Puffins are going to utilize their Killjoy ult to try and push off a little Mudeng who's stuck on site. 4 seconds coming in now. He's going to have to respect this as... Oh, he finds Chewie through the smoke. Lovely jubbly.
Very nicely done from him. And now because of that, actually, we've had to see the Puffins essentially kind of adapt a little bit to try and take this art control. AS0 all set up there, Gone for Amen, and Rascal about to swing off of him as well. Doesn't matter, only good for 1 though. The triple swing is enough to pick up Egner, but to be honest, a little bit closer than maybe would have liked. The Neural Theft going to come through as well. All that information gathered from KYCA's ultimate, the complete trap that the Puffins find themselves now in, basically stuck between all 4 members of the Ponies as they're now collapsing on them one by one. LJPH from this main. We do see Overgrown Peanut just sitting in the mid on top, and Rascal's about to swing into him. Will absolutely fall. The relay bolt as well. Stuns out Gone for Amen. The 360 is enough for the Tomo to swing back through the... No, you're not able to break that anymore with the slide. That is an old Cypher drive. Both of them able to cross past LJPH though, and with 12 seconds left on the board, the tap comes through, the stick not going to come through now. DJX Tomo trying to, but will fall, and because of that, LJPH brings Gone for Amen down with him and equalizes 11-11. This is such a close game.
I would be surprised if this ends up in the overtime. It just seems that, you know, right now maybe Chewie's calling, but looks like a bit of a pie watch from the side of Chewie, but it's, you know, it's all good. Maybe the calls and the assists and the heals is looking really good, but Gone for Amen is on a 27 kill and is about to hit 30.
I mean, it's a 30 bomb, and that's exactly what you're wanting. You did mention it, and it is very difficult again as well. Sage is someone that... Sage is probably one of the agents that most rely on simply your mechanics. You don't really have much that can make awkward gunfights. You can do some really cheeky things with the wall, and every once in a while you can do some really nice setups with the slow orbs. But to be honest, for the most part, you just got to be able to take your duels with Sage. And whenever you're going against, you know, some members of you know, whenever you're going against some members of like LJPH and such, that can be very difficult to do. We do see Chewy actually with that cheeky angle, using it perfectly onto Mudeng actually. You know, it's funny enough, we just mentioned it, the slow orb as well follows up, does drop off the wall, but Egner with this control in the background was playing with Overgrown Peanut, who does fall the refrag at the very least there, but the numbers advantage going towards the Puffins, who could very much want to try and make this 12-1 and that 12-11, sorry, and that's going to be a very pivotal pick. The Cosmic Defy comes through from LJP, but it's going to be too late. Not enough control can be gathered as Ace Zero drops them down, and now match and series point for the Puffins.
Really big round for the Puffins here now. They're going to need to convert it with whatever they have. They do have the Jake Tomo ult, and whose ult would you not want for a round like this?
You do not want the Jax Tomo to drop Knight on top of you, Vertica as well. The ponies, it's already looking so dark for them. You cannot Nightfall them as well.
If the Jake Tomo manages to get this off and get a good exec, it would be really huge. However, the Pit Ponies are going to have to take a minute, have a look at what's going on. Maybe, you know, they do have an overgrown ult, and it does look like they're going to start being a little bit aggressive. Playing anti on this wall, very nicely predicted. Wait, predicted? That's their KO. Of course they're going to play it, but Gone for a Min is going to find Mudeng, and the Nightfall by the Jake Thomas drop, and the picks are going towards the Puffins. Puffins now 4v3. LGPH starting that main. Now it's a 4v2. LGPH is going to fall. 2 more people stand before the Puffins secure their spot in this year's grand final.
It's all behind Egner and this Bucky. Again, not a single audio cue. Egner can hear as the wall goes through from Chewy. That is so clutch. That's more clutch than Chewy maybe understands. Going for him in, picks up KYCA. It's just Egner and his Sheriff. He has to do something incredible. He can't do it. The Puffins go up 2-0, 13-11. Very, very well played from them.
What a hell of a last map, to be honest. I really thought the Ponies could pull that back without a question. I thought, you know, they've done it before. They're really good at getting it. But looking at the 9 first bloods from Overgrown Peanut and the 7 from Gone for a Min, it's a really big battle between Neons here.
I mean, yeah, no, incredible stuff. Unfortunately, it just does come out that Gone for a Min. Again, this is what we're kind of saying. The Egner was doing phenomenal in the 18, but you've got Ace Zero and the Jax Tomo basically right up there, like, you know, alongside, and there's no surprise. They were basically glued together at the hip off of the back of Gone for a Min. Rascal and Chewy were just able then to be there, those supporting sentinels, which is exactly what you'd want and what you'd expect from them. You really can't say much more than that. It's super tight game though. I mean, 13-11, particularly with some of those rounds that could have went either way.
Unfortunately, that'll be all the action today. However, I did try and figure out a little bit of the scores between the Pirates and the Wolfhounds, and it seems that they are still going. Oh, never mind. It was a 2-0 to the Wolfhounds. Thank God that they were above me for that. So it looks like just a bit different from last year. The Wolfhounds are going to retain that spot in the grand final. And it looks like that the champions of Last Well has been taken down with an extraordinary run. You know, 4v5, getting some unlucky games there. Cheater detected, but, you know, they're not cheating. Come on now, let's not be silly billies. But, you know, it's a great game. And to be honest, I really thought I could have gone to that third game. I did truly well think that I could have gone to the third game.
No, absolutely. I mean, again, we've seen some very pivotal plays, some absolutely, you know, insane things. Again, when you get a Neon Ace and then you immediately respond by your own Neon getting the other Ace, that's basically kind of just goes to show that, yeah, we are on similar ground, we are on similar footing. And again, you know, 13-11, as close as you can get without OT, so it's not as if there was a particular stomp. Even the initial, you know, kind of the opening map as well, you know, it was on Ascent, which, you know, pretty tried and true, but even then, a bit, you know, quite close as well, but just the Puffins seem to just have it, and commiserations too. Commiserations to the ponies, of course, but yeah, now we get to go see the Puffins in action next week.
It's going to be a good grand final. Seriously, I'm going to have to get some popcorn out for that one. It's going to be
it's
great.
A
new champion.
I can't wait.
A new champion.
Can't wait.
Oh my God, I can't wait to see it. But obviously, that was quite good. Obviously, some great calls, some great plays, some nicely done, as you said, commiserations. But that is unfortunately going to close us out for this week of Well, unless you've got anything else to add, Maddante.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's been an absolute pleasure. Please show up next week for the big grand finals. It's going to be one to watch. Oh, yes, I cannot wait. It's going to be fantastic. So until then, ladies and gentlemen, stay frosty. We'll see you soon.
Huzzah!
Huzzah!